Hello everyone, I am Shay. Welcome back to my channel. And this week, The Haves and the Have-Nots Season 5, Episode 21, called Kate. Now, let's jump right into today's episode. Now, it picks up where it left off. Back at the restaurant. Okay. Where they was shooting, and it was just a big old scene in the restaurant on last week. So in comes Mama Rose from the back to observe the scene. Now she complains about how her restaurant was a mess. So she also had the nerve to tell her grandson, don't get your shoes messed up. Now, this is all she had to say after a massacre had occurred in her restaurant. Mama Rose, she is heartless. Okay, now Mama Rose sees Erica. Now she asks Mitch, do you want her to live or die? Now Erica, she's over there sweating in her boots, halfway out of her mind. So Mitch looks for a couple seconds and he said, let her live. Now, Mama Rose walks around and sees Ward. She's like, so is this him? And so I am sitting there, because you know how Tyler Perry does. He throws us for a loop sometimes. So I'm sitting there waiting on Ward to jump up or something. He had on his vest, and jump up and start shooting. And save the day, because Ward was my boy. Now I guess Tyler Perry said nope, Ward has to die. So Mama Rose mentioned to Mitch, as they kept on with the conversation, she mentioned the name Candace, and he was like, how do you know Candace? So Mama Rose was kind of vague about it. She was like, tell her thank you, I owe her. So Mitch was like, okay. So in the next scene, so we see Mitch goes outside to talk with Candace. Now they sit in the car and discuss everything that went down, over the years or whatever with Ward, and even what went on with his grandmother. Wow. And he was like, you didn't tell me? She was like, what's the point? Okay. You said you out of the family, so why am I going to get you involved? Now, this is what I'm saying now. Now, this was a very long, drawn-out scene, which I thought also was pointless. I'm like, come on, Tyler, come on now. This scene is too long. Okay, just them sitting in the car, talking. I just thought it was just too long. But, okay. Now, apparently, Mitch must have had a thing for Candace back in the day, which seemed like he probably still does. Okay. Well, hey, let's move on. I digress. So in the next scene is where we see Charles and Candace. Obama, is this your little brother? Now, okay. So Obama Jr., which is Charles, he talks to Candace. He tells her he is concerned about her and the loss of her child and her feelings and on and on and on and, whatever. So it was pretty like a psych moment. They went back and forth, on each other and stuff. And then he began to tell her, you can see right through me. And so he was almost, that man, he pretty much almost as shady as Candace. So I take that back. This is not Obama's little brother, okay? Now, all that he tried to do to Benny. Now, come on. This man is as shady as Candace. Now, in the next scene, Benny is out of jail, of course, He and Hannah gets in the car. Benny asks, who want to drive, okay? So Benny drives off. Okay. Now my heart goes out to poor Hannah. It really does. She is, she's losing her faith. So much has happened to her over the years and stuff. And I guess she's getting a little bitter, a little frustrated. And so she's questioning the direction of her life. It's almost like, she's questioning God, or even his existence, or that he even cares for her. Because, she lost a grandson. I mean, she's not working. Her and Benny lost the place that they was living in. They just, just lost everything. So my heart goes out to Hannah. Now, in the next scene, we see Hannah, Miss Cryer, and Benny. Now, here, they are discussing the funeral arrangements of Hannah's grandson. Now, Benny mentions to Hannah, that he feels that Candace should be a part of the arrangements, which I think she should. I mean, even though she was a, not so a good mother to the boy, to her son, maybe she still should be included, I thought. So Hannah was like, hold on now, wait a minute. She's going to be a part of his death, meaning his funeral arrangement, but she was never part of his life, which I can understand her point as well. I do. But I still think she needs to be a part of the arrangement, and Hannah should let her, because down the road she doesn't want to regret not letting Candace be a part of her son's funeral. Okay, but Hannah did have a good point. So, okay, now Hannah was concerned that all that she did to protect her grandson, he still ended up hurt. He still ended up dead. So she just feel just like life is just has thrown her a curveball. So at this point, Benny leaves. Miss Cryer tries to support Hannah as a good friend would. She offered up her assistance to Hannah. Of course, Hannah rejects it. She's a strong woman. Now, I wonder, when is Hannah going to realize and accept the fact that she needs help? And it's okay to accept help. It really is. It's okay. Now, I mean, this doesn't make her any less of a person or weak. I mean, she doesn't have anything at this point. She's pretty much destitute. Now, Miss Cryer told her how she helped her, when she was at her lowest point, losing her daughter and, everything. And so she just wants to return the favor to a friend. So she's offering Hannah her old job back, to get some money flowing back into the house. And she also offered up the house that they're in, for Hannah and Benny, to stay in, so they can get themselves back up on their feet. But, of course, Hannah rejects that. Now, Katheryn, was like, Hannah was like, no, whatever. I think about it. So Hannah was like, can we work out an arrangement with the bank? So Hannah she just being difficult. Come on, Hannah. Okay, now we move on to David and Erica. David, he walks in and notices Erica is shaking hysterically and has a bruise on her face. So he began questioning her, assuming that Veronica, his ex-wife, had something to do with what was going on with Veronica. But Veronica, of course, had nothing to do with it, and she assured him that it wasn't Veronica. Now, I was beginning to think that she was going to tell the whole plan between her and Candace to David. But do you know, Erica switched it up so quick. She blamed it on an ex-fiance. Now, David started asking her about the fiance, so she, of course, didn't offer up much details to him. And, which, come on, Erica. And so David pretty much let her know that he had some connections, so let him help her. So they leave, and of course Candace limps out behind him. And next we see Veronica home, and the doorbell rings. Veronica's upstairs yelling at the maid. Now in comes Melissa and her mother. Now Veronica put on the act of the concerned mother-in-law. You know, I can't stand the mother because, you know, I feel that she's just pimping out her daughter. What kind of mother does that, you know? So Melissa's mother tells Veronica, Melissa's doing fine. She will never let this happen again. And so on and so on and so on. Now, Veronica asks the mother, how was the funeral arrangements going? Now, the mother is like, well, the insurance, you know, won't cover everything. So Veronica stands there looking at her like, watching, waiting for her to, I'm assuming, ask for some money like she always does. And so Veronica offers up to help her to, you know, assist her with the arrangement. Now, I don't know what, you know, was going on, but all of a sudden the mother says she smelled something good coming, I guess, from out of the kitchen. Veronica was like, dinner? Yeah. Good night. So did the mother think she was going to get an invitation? Did she really? And so the mother-in-law leaves, and so they go upstairs. Veronica and Melissa goes. And Veronica shows Melissa her bedroom. Now, this was ridiculous, if you ask me. Now, Veronica, you know, she looked at her. She asked, you look stunned. Did you think I was going to clean this up? Clean? And Veronica was like, you made this mess. You're going to clean this mess up. Pretty much now you get to it. And when I come back, it better be clean. Veronica, you are doing the most. Okay, now in the pretty much the last and final scene, Benny is on the phone talking to Candace in the choir song about funeral arrangements. She pretty much said, text her the address, she'll meet him. Now Jim Cryer walks in, slams the door like he's the man, and in comes Hannah and Mrs. Cryer. They comes from upstairs. Now Mr. Cryer goes, speaks, you know, to Hannah, and then Miss Cryer tells Hannah, you know, she'll meet her at the funeral home in a few. So Jim tells Miss Katheryn that it's pointless that she burned down the house because all the evidence is in storage.